Guys, welcome back to Southern Extreme TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on my channel. We are going to be talking about a budget-friendly option to get into the night hunting game. We are talking about the One Leaf night vision scope. So man, thanks so much for hanging out with me on my channel. I want to talk about today's video because I feel like in today's world, we spend a lot of time talking about thermal optics and how there's a huge push that everybody really needs a thermal optic if you're going to get into the night hunting game. And to be honest with you, that's not true. Do I think that thermal imaging is the supreme leader in the night hunting industry? Absolutely. I mean, it's just you can't. There's no comparison between a thermal scope and a night vision scope as far as detection from an animal standpoint. However, the thermal game is not necessarily for everybody. It's expensive, it's time consuming, and you know, a lot of people may or may not be interested in dropping that much money on a unit that they can only use it. I ain't gonna say that you can only use it at nighttime, but typically you only use a thermal at night. Whereas you can get a nighttime scope very similar to this One Leaf that has a daytime mode and a nighttime mode, and you can use it for a wide range of different options. You can put it on your deer hunting rifle and you can go hunt with it during the day. Then you can take that same deer hunting rifle and go hunt predators at nighttime on your farm. Maybe you don't care about doing anything as serious as what me and Guff do as far as traveling and you know, hunting 3, 4, 5 nights out of the week. Maybe you just want to go hunt every so often, 1 or 2 places that you got. This is a great option for that, and it's going to be budget friendly at under $1,000. So that's what I'm really excited about today. Is it is a night vision scope that has a lot, and let me repeat that, a lot of features for under $1,000. So I just want to read off some of the key features before we unbox this thing, to just some of the specifics. The modes you got. Daytime, and they call it a starry, and then you have nighttime mode. You've got video recording. It says it records at 4K 120 FPS, 4K 60 frames per second, 4K 30 frames, 2K at 30 frames, FHD 30 frames per second. You have a night vision rangefinder built in, which is a huge deal. Having a rangefinder going with this scope at that price point is a very, very awesome thing. Has a rangefinder capable of up to 437 yards. So that is one thing that's a little bit of a negative. A lot of your higher end thermals, you're typically seeing, you know, that 1,000 to 1,500 yard LRF feature. However, with a night vision scope, unless you have a fantastic IR light, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be seeing a lot of animals past 400 or 500 yards, let alone being able to take a shot at them that far. So the need to range them at that distance is not necessarily needed. You've got a digital zoom of 13 power, which is cool. You've got an e-compass, FFP/SFP switching, 1-shot 0, button LED backlights, picture-in-picture. So that's a big deal. If you've never ran a picture-in-picture, basically it allows you to have your main reticle at the base magnification, and then it gives you a little sight picture up above that has a separate reticle that's zoomed in. And the reason that's a big deal is whenever you're taking a shot at an animal, let's say there's multiple that come in, you use the picture-in-picture reticle to be zoomed in, take that steady shot, then you don't have to touch any buttons, and you're back on that, your main reticle's on your base mag, so you can take those follow-up running shots. I really like the PIP feature, so really cool that they gave you that on this scope. Battery reversal alert, 6 profile managers, 7 reticle options with 5 different colors, external HD port, and an IP waterproof rating of IP67. So that's a big deal. Really cool from a feature standpoint, but let's dive into this thing and open it up and actually see, if I can get the dang thing open, and actually see what we got in this package here. So right off the bat, you can tell that you get a lot of features. You get a lot of stuff. You've got a 2-year warranty. So I know you guys probably have never heard of One Leaf, but they're giving you a 2-year warranty, which in my opinion is a pretty good deal for a very budget-friendly night hunting optic. For them to offer a warranty at all kind of surprises me, just to be honest with you. You've got a charging cable right here, looks like a micro USB. You've also got another cable here, which is a USB-C, so that's probably more of what the charging capabilities are. You've got some Allen keys here. I'm assuming that this is probably to do with the included scope rings, as well as the LRF feature if you want to take it on or off. You get some additional rubber O-rings. I'm assuming that that is what's going to go under some of these battery caps to make it be the IP67 waterproof rating. You've got a soft eyepiece, which if you like this, then that's a big deal. If you don't like it, like me, then it's just kind of whatever. You get a objective lens protector. You get a second eyepiece. So for those of you that really like these things and you have a hard time keeping up with them, you get two of them. You get a battery charger. So I'm assuming that there is a larger battery that's going to go into this optic, and that's a standalone charger for it. You get the scope rings, which we mentioned that earlier. I really like a company that sends out scope rings with it, just because you know how expensive scope rings are if you get a scope that does not have that. They also, which this is a very big deal, they also supply you a, if I can get this thing open, a LRF. They supply you an IR light. So this is pretty cool. I'm really excited that they give you a infrared light. Now, obviously, I'm probably, without even looking at this thing, I'm probably going to tell you guys to go ahead and invest the extra $100 to $150. You don't have to invest much money, but you can invest $100 to $150 in an additional IR light that's probably going to be a little bit brighter of a beam than what this one is. Now, this one may surprise me. It does look like it has a dimmer switch, so, or not a dimmer switch, but it has an illumination dial. So it looks like you're able to, basically, when you're looking through the scope, if you can imagine a flashlight that throws a really wide beam, and if you're getting ready to take a shot, you want that beam to be really narrowed. You want that light to be really focused on one spot, whereas when you're scanning, you want that IR light to be real wide so you can pick up eyes and you can pick up movement in a wide range. So that's going to give you that feature there. So maybe it's going to blow me away. Who knows? That might be the long lost greatest thing that I've ever seen, but who knows? You get the 65mm battery cap. And you get, I am not even 100% positive what this little piece right here is, so I'm not going to pretend to tell you that I know what it is. But now, additional O-rings too. So we got O-rings out of O-rings out of O-rings. So, holy smokes, that's a bunch of stuff. But let's look at this actual scope. I'm telling you right now, the first, because again, I've not opened this box yet, the first impression of this scope is that it's built really nice. You would expect this to probably be feeling a little more on the cheap side of things. I would say that this feels better than some of the lower end thermal optics that I have reviewed in the past. So, you know, I'm excited about that. The glass seems to be relatively clear. You do have, looks like a focus adjustment out here on the front. You've got your parallax adjustment back, not your parallax, you have your eyepiece focus back here on this side, so you can focus that in and out. And it looks like from a button perspective and a menu option settings, it looks like it's very simplistic. You've got 3 buttons up top and you've got a power button over here to the side. So I'm gonna hold that power button down just for a brief second and see if that, okay, so we've got, it's turning on. Okay, so it's in the daytime mode. Now I need to focus this real quick. Holy smokes, this thing is super clear. So the picture, the sight picture is a little on the small side in comparison to some of the other scopes that I've seen out there. However, it is a very crisp display. The picture-in-picture is really nice. I am actually thoroughly impressed with this image. Now again, it's daytime, so the nighttime aspect of it is going to be a little different. Let's see what this little knob right here does. Okay, so that's your zoom. So the zoom in and zoom out is relatively simple. It's got a knob up top. You spin it like you're tightening a bottle cap, and that zooms in. You spin it like you're loosening the bottle cap, and that zooms out. Looks like 1 or 2 clicks in will get it going. Not necessarily the most efficient zoom in method. However, the good thing about it is you do have the picture in picture. So you are going to be able to get away with that for the most part without having to do a whole lot of zooming in, because again, using a night vision scope, very rarely you're going to be taking shots really and truly probably 200 yards or farther. So the fact that you don't really have to make that much of an adjustment on the reticle is probably a big deal. Now, here's a really cool thing that I like about this. The base magnification is 1 power. Now, some of you are not going to like that. However, I absolutely love that. Now, here's the reason why I love that. Number one, it is going to allow a substantial amount of that IR light to actually come back into the eyepiece and for you to actually see a much wider range. And the reason that that's a big deal is a lot of these guys want to go buy a night vision scope that has like a 6 power base magnification. Well, I'm going to say 9 out of 10 times somebody who's running a night vision scope does not have any thermal equipment whatsoever, which means that they are utilizing their scope and their firearm as their piece of equipment that they are scanning with. So basically what they're searching around looking for. And that's very difficult to do with a base magnification of like 5 or 6. But with a base magnification of 1, what that allows you to do is it allows me to cover from, okay, let's say that I'm looking right here at my, this is 9 o'clock here, it's basically my 10 o'clock. So if I'm gonna scan from my 10 to 2, I only have to turn this far. So I'm covering a gap this far by only moving pretty much this much. Whereas if I had a 6 power or a 5 power base magnification, for me to cover and scan that entire area, I would probably have to search the entire range. So the entire range of motion from point A to point B is what I would have to do to try to find that animal that I'm looking for. So I am blown away at the clarity of the daytime portion of this reticle. The picture in picture is very, very nice. Like I said, the sight picture is a little on the small side. That's the only thing I don't like. And it looks like it's very easy to filter through the daytime and nighttime mode. So I'm really excited to get this thing out in the dark and actually play with it being a night vision scope. But for the most part, just right out of the box, this thing feels really, really nice. The image from a daytime perspective, and I'm gonna throw this out here, to me, this image is the exact same, if not better, than the AGM Neath review that I did a while back. The AGM Neath is a night vision scope that AGM manufactures that is a really, really good night vision scope if you're looking for a different name brand. But image quality and price point, the AGM's a lot more money. The AGM doesn't come with a LRF. The AGM doesn't come with a lot of things that this scope comes with. So the fact that this thing has a ballistic calculator, it's got the LRF on it, all of that stuff gives you all of the features of these super high-end thermal optic manufacturers, but they give it to you in a daytime and nighttime scope. So if you're on the borderline of wanting to get into that night hunting world, but maybe you don't want to get into that night hunting world, this is a great option because the price point of this scope being under $1,000 allows you to get a scope that you can go use during the daytime. You can take it deer hunting, you can take it squirrel hunting, you can take it varmint hunting, but then you also are able to add the already included IR light, so you don't technically have to buy a separate IR light, even though just from my experiences with night vision scopes, I typically recommend going ahead and purchasing that aftermarket IR light just because the scope is only as good as what your IR light is. So your scope at night can only see as good or as far as what your IR light will allow you to see. So that's as simple and as blunt as I can put it. So this scope could be the best scope that's ever been made from a night vision perspective. But if you have a crappy IR light, which I'm not saying that this one is, I've never used it, then you're not gonna be able to see that far. But if you have a good IR light, then this may be the best thing that you've ever used. So it's just, it's all about what you're wanting to do and what you're looking to get out of this optic. To me, this is the best starting point night vision daytime optic that I have seen from a feature standpoint, a warranty standpoint. This, to be honest with you, I'm a little taken back, because I'm just blunt with you. I was not expecting this review to be as good as what it was. So this is, again, this is the One Leaf Commander NV400 Eagle 2x26 by 50. So it's saying that the base magnification is 2 based off of that with the 2x26. However, when you look through the scope, up on the left hand side, it says 1x. So I don't know if that just means it's on the base mag of 1 power, and that 1 power is 2. I'm not 100% on. However, this little scope right here is freaking cool. I'm excited about this thing, and I think that if you're in the market looking to kind of test the waters, this is the perfect option for you. It comes with the scope rings. It comes with the turnkey method. You've got the LRF built in. You get the IR light. You get the ballistic calculator. So again, the ballistic calculator, what that means is you can input your ballistic data. If you know how fast your bullet's shooting, you know what caliber, the grain, the ballistic coefficient, all that stuff. And whenever you range your animal, it will give you your holdover. So if that animal's at 450 yards and you're shooting a 95 grain 6.5 Creedmoor at 3180 foot per second with a ballistic coefficient of X, then it'll tell you your holdover is at a certain point, and you know where you need to aim. Now that's a very big deal. That just now started coming out in the thermal world with the big boy thermal guys within the last 1.5 to 2 years. So the fact that there's a guy or a manufacturer out there doing the night vision version of that is a big deal. And it looks like everything as far as boxes to be checked has been checked. I still can't get over how clear this digital scope is. That's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So if y'all are new to Southern Extreme TV, you're new to what we do, hit that subscribe button. I enjoy y'all hanging out with me. If you are in the market looking for a budget-friendly nighttime, not a thermal, but a night vision scope to help you bridge that gap between the daytime and the nighttime, I'm telling you right now, you better give this company a look. Again, the One Leaf Commander NV400, and this is the Eagle 2x26 by 50. Go give them a check out. I'm telling you right now, you're not gonna be upset that you did. So thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see y'all on the next episode.